Hi guys, Tony's right. How are you? All right, so this video is going to be um this channel post grad plans, blah blah blah. Like I already did another video about like the things that I'm thinking about for my career post grad, and since you know school is essentially over for me, it's just the countdown to the stage. This video is going to be more about where I see this channel going and like thoughts. So, I started this channel to track my MFA creative writing journey. That was like, it was a journey. It was a journey. Loki is just, it's kind of crazy because I started this journey. I was a pharmacy technician. I had just transitioned to massage, and then I like rushed and like got into school. And then the second semester, my grandmother died, and then it's been like a whole struggle with trying to find work because I've been doing like part-time work and stuff like that. And so that's been like a struggle financially. And then uh this this semester my grandfather died. So like we lost a grandparent in the beginning, we lost a grandparent at the end, and the gap in between was just like a lot of struggles. And it's like, oh, it's like I am limping to the finish line with this. So I'm like, like I am limping to like everything that's gone on. Not that like I'm without blame for some of the stuff, not the deaths, but like just some of the other stuff going on. Oh, your own demise. And I'm like, just trying to get to the end. I am literally like trying to get to the end. So, really happy about like essentially making it to the end, hoping I pass everything. I am hoping I pass everything. I like really like I'm trying to like do my best and show up, and I really didn't want to show up for the last class today. My classmate convinced me, but like I really did not because I didn't do any of the work, and then like when I went to go do it, the Canvas shut down. So Canvas is like one of the major things in U.S. universities. I find Canvas is a big thing. We upload our classes and have like not upload our classes, but upload our work to Canvas, and you access your syllabus and your modules for that week and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was down, so I couldn't submit the work that I had started on because I had started to fill in the blanks of what was missing. Child, it was a mess. Anyway, post graduation, I still have the project I want to do of making a journal. So, I think that's going to be its own separate channel, and that going to be is going to be African American centric. So essentially, I want to talk about different topics within African American literature. It'll stretch out to diasporic, but I really want to focus on African American literature because one, I'm African American, and then two, I just feel like there may be trends in African American literature that is not apparent in like Caribbean or African or Afro Latino literature, and I want to know what those things are. Two, I think heritage is very important, lineage is very important, and I feel like if you're African American, there's a whole canon that you can explore. My personal interest is starting to be the archives and the public domain, and I just feel like that's just a really big thing. I also find that in African American history, we need to like, there's like the contemporary that's like emerging, and then there's like the old guardish, so to speak, and there's like the old canon, and the like, the contemporary canon that was breaking away from that, and now this other canon that we have. And I just want to see what those niches are, and it's kind of like a little bit of market research, a little bit of archival work, a little bit of preservation work, a little bit of curatorial work. That stuff is really important to me as an African American, and I think that African American specific spaces offers a way to explore the nuances of the African American without all of the other voices of the diaspora. Not to say that they're not important, but I find that I like to be very focused, and choosing a specific population is really helpful for that. And maybe because I also come out of history major, like as I've explained to other people, when people say, "Oh, I love history," it's just like, what branch of history are you talking about? Because if I do a PhD, I cannot do a PhD on just general history. I have to do a specific population, time period, geography, theme. Those things are very important. And you can't just be like everything and everyone. I also find that when you get more specific, I had like a debate with like two people, and one of the things that came up was like, in that context, was like a lack of nuance. And I kind of thoroughly disagree with that person, because I just feel like when you start to specify things, that's when the nuance actually comes out, because you cleared the path for what you really want to do. And you cleared the path for the population that you actively want to reach or want to explore. And you will start to uncover those like more nuanced layers because you've gotten rid of all the clutter. So focusing on African Americans specifically, which is descendants of U.S. chattel slaves, U.S. chattel slavery as an institution, all the little weird pockets I want to do. So yeah, that's where I want to go. That'll be its own like separate space, and I'm very dedicated to that. I already have the Instagram handle. I just need to make the YouTube, make the email, and set up the Substack, because I'm probably going to set up a Substack before I get like a site. And once I get a site and kind of figure out legally what I need to do, then I'll go from there. But that'll be its own thing. So I want to start covering topics of like, so for me, I was never into, I'm going to say, diaspora conversations, mainly because I found a lot of the text that we had to read regarding that very heavy. And this is going to be one of those videos of what is Black writing, or African American writing specifically, because I just feel like I come from the position of, if it's written by an African American, it's African American writing, versus it has to explore the lived experience, as far as like the markers that people tend to want to hit when regards to writing stories, and the topics and the isms, I say, with regards to that is a way of writing. I am a little away from that, and maybe it's because I'm an animist. I am interested in non-human perspectives, and so I have a little bit of distance in my own way that I write stories of humans in general, and then just experiences in general. So I tend to be a little bit more my Black conscious, African American consciousness, whatever I'm thinking about, therefore it is a part of the canon and it is a part of the discussion. It doesn't have to be the Black body explicitly, you know what I'm saying? So I want to do stuff like that, talk about how I think Afro-surrealism is way better than Afrofuturism, but that's a controversial point. And I think I also just, so there's that. As far as this channel is concerned, so stay tuned for that. Sexiness. Stay tuned for that. I am going to do a celebration, because technically this channel will be, it's not 3 years old just yet because I started in the fall, but it's like almost 3 years since I did this whole channel and decided to do it. Other projects that I have regarding my writing, writing like review, well, not writing reviews, but doing reviews of books on here, doing reviews of like conferences, not art spaces, but conferences and book spaces. Just maybe if I'm up to it, some blogs and stuff like that, book hauls, things like that. I do want to do a video that when I review my program that I went through, just practical advice about daily routines, topics, and stuff like that. I do aim to have a website where I have short courses for that. Yes, for money. I'm not advertising that here, but I'm just saying, like, once I get that up and running as well, if you want to join, you can join. If you don't, you don't have to. Because I plan to also do like workshops outside of this. So there's that. And just talking about like just writerly things. I don't want the place that I just mentioned with African American stuff to be on this, just because while it is important to me, I think fostering that space and having that energy piping hot in that area on that platform, like with the platforms I choose, that's important to me. But this one is more general writing stuff, you know? So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. One that's specifically African American, heritage, history type things. And then one that is more just writer based things. Writer advice, reviews, hauls, tips that I find, things that I'm thinking about writing in general. I probably will start to talk about AI a little bit and how I found AI to be kind of actually helpful, things like that. So I am excited to go forward with it. Gonna come in hot and strong and ready to go. So stay tuned with that. Anything else? Yeah, probably would do a review of the program, like I said, that I was a participant in, and just musings on the future of publishing and all that kind of stuff. So that's where we're going. Stay tuned. And if you're interested in the African American one, I'll let you know when it launches. Because I think there's some people on here that will actually like that space. And then, you know, they probably will like both spaces. But if you're particularly interested in the African American space, then we'll go in that direction. Because I feel like I've done a few things in the African American with regards to that are kind of like interesting, and I've had an interesting road to arriving at that kind of stuff. So there's that. Thank you for watching. I will talk to you guys later.